In this video, I'll show you exactly how you can use Claude Code to create viral Instagram reels that not only get you views, but get you sales afterwards. And this is the exact system I used that allowed me to speedrun a brand new Instagram account from 50 followers to 1,100 followers in just 7 days. I've spent the last 2 weeks building and testing this out to make it as good as possible. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how you can make one just like this for yourself. Or if you want to just have this done for you and not have to worry about everything, you can book a call. The link is in the description, and we'll talk about how we can make this specifically for you and for your business. So the system is divided into 3 sections: the research engine, the brain, and the content factory. And we will go over each one, starting with the research engine. Alright, so this is the dashboard of the system. And here it's basically the overview. So you get the followers, the amount of views, how many ideas we have, and the posting activity. Okay, and we have like the top ideas and the best posts. And there's also the analytics, which shows you your amount of followers gained and the follower growth charts and all of these things. Okay, and now let's start with the research engine, because research is the foundation of everything. If we don't have data, the whole system is just gonna fall down. So the research engine is divided into 3 parts: scraping content, analyzing content, and analyzing trends. Okay, so let's start with scraping content. We first give it competitors. We give it the competitors we wanted to scrape and analyze. So it could be in our niche as well as in other niches. So here it's like personal branding. And then we also give it access to my videos so that it can scrape all the new videos I make. And what happens is every single day I have an agent who goes and looks for all the new videos, scrapes them and puts them into this Supabase table. And then we have another agent named Omar, who then goes through and analyzes every single one of those videos. So it looks at the transcript, the spoken hook, hook structure, video hook, audio hook, so everything. It scrapes everything. And this basically allows us to then use it in the next parts. And then the third section is trend analysis. So every single day it goes through Twitter, Hacker News, GitHub, and Reddit. And it looks for the latest AI news and basically gives us ideas and let us know where the space is actually heading, so we know how to position ourselves. Now, before I go into the brain section, if you want this whole system built out for you without touching any of this yourself, you can book a call in the link and we can see if it's a good fit for me and my team to go and build it out for you. And now, having all this data in a database but not actually using it is useless. So it brings me on to the second section, which is the brain. So what happens is, once we have all of this data, we have a team of agents that are gonna do structured work. Let me show you how it works. So here are the agents. What's gonna happen next is we have the crystallizer and the synthesizer. They go through the data and look for patterns, for winning formats and winning ideas and winning topics. And they search for everything based on my content, based on competitor content, and then put the report into the Obsidian file. The goal of this is basically make the system compound over time. Because here's, for example, how I used it. I got my first viral video by analyzing competitors and taking one of their formats and video topics and just recreating it. But now once I actually got this, okay, this is a winning format, we now double down on it. We see, okay, let's try the hook again. Let's double down. Let's try the same hook but change the format and all of these sort of things. And basically, with the more data you get, the more the system compounds and become even better. So it will then understand your voice, how you actually speak. So it then writes perfect scripts for you. It then understands all of your past content, what worked, what didn't work. So we can then see, okay, these are the winning topics. These are the topics that are not working. And we just basically go through and keep on compounding over time. This is the power of this system. And this brings me on to the last section, which is the content factory. So now that we have all of the data and we have what's working, what's not working, and we have all the patterns, now it's just making this into actual content. So here's how it works. First of all, there's the ideator. What happens is I can speak to him on Telegram, and basically every time I get an idea, instead of just keeping it in my head or trying to write it down somewhere, I just give it to him and he stores it into the database so that we can talk about it later. And what we do with the ideas is that we have a scoring system for each of the ideas, which is basically the virality score, the ICP, total addressable market, the format, and how fresh it actually is. And basically, every time I give it an idea, it goes through these, looks at where it scores. If it scores under 65, we need to reiterate it, and he helps me out with that. If not, it gets put into this sheet where we can actually use them. And also every single day, it looks at trends, it looks at winning content, and looks at competitor content. And based on these three, gives me 20 new ideas every single day. So this just really amplifies the ideation part of content. And then once we have an idea, I can actually give it off to the script writer, and he goes and helps me write a full script based on my voice, the winning hooks, the winning topics, and all of these sort of things. Okay, so everything I just showed you, it's linked down in the description. So the Supabase table format, the Obsidian format, and even the dashboard and everything. So you can take them in the description, give them to Claude Code, and he will help you build it out. Or if you want to just have this done for you and not have to worry about everything, you can book a call. The link is in the description, and we'll talk about how we can make this specifically for you and for your business. See you.